All right, and we're in. So let's jump right into it. This is Platform PowerUp. You guys have been on Platform PowerUp over the last couple of weeks. We're winding down to the end here. And today is going to be all about Zillow and Realtor profiles. So these are third-party profiles. We are going to talk about a couple other third-party profiles, but predominantly Zillow and Realtor profiles, and how you can start your platform if you don't have those already, which, believe it or not, a lot of agents don't take advantage of this, or some of the things that you should be adding to your Zillow or Realtor profiles to really make yourself shine and show up in search results online. So as we did, this is week 7, we've covered our agent website, our Google business profile, Facebook for business, Instagram for impact, LinkedIn for credibility. Last week, we did YouTube and video marketing, which was, if you were on that one, was just a great meeting. I think we had a lot of people chiming in about YouTube and video marketing. Love the excitement and the enthusiasm when it came to that. So today's all about Zillow and Realtor profiles and how we can take advantage of putting that imprint online. Again, when it comes to Platform PowerUp, it's not about being the perfectionist or, being 120% knowledgeable in all of these areas. I really, again, think you need to pick 2 or 3 to become really strong at and really use efficiently and effectively. So for me, if I had to say, like, my strengths would be Google business profile personally, and Facebook. So those are 2 that I use really, really well. Another one that I use is the One Design branding, which we'll talk about, on week 9. So it's not about being, a perfectionist at all this stuff, but it is about taking advantage of where you can be seen and how you can come up in search results. So when we're talking about a third-party website, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and buy the leads. It doesn't mean that you have to boost your profile. It doesn't mean that you have to do all of these things that are going to run you broke. It's just about getting your imprint there. Keep in mind that I've said, for 7 weeks now, when somebody searches you as an individual, say they talk to you on the phone and they want to maybe list their home with you, it's not unusual for consumers to go into a search result and say, okay, I'm going to go into Google, or I'm going to go into ChatGPT, or I'm going to go wherever I'm searching at, and I'm going to put, Christina Hoffmeyer Realtor, and see what pops up. And it is the assumption that where you're popping up is where their home is going to pop up. All right. So you want to make sure that you are everywhere where somebody, a consumer, your potential client, could be looking for you. And Zillow and Realtor are 2 of those sites. Okay. So let's go through just why we want to be included in those and how we do it. So first, we're going to talk about profiles. You have to know who the big players are when it comes to real estate advertising. And the top 3 players are listed on your screen. First is Zillow. Zillow receives 250 million site visits monthly. We're not talking yearly. We're not talking in the history of them being open. Whether you love Zillow, hate Zillow, that's, up for debate with most agents, but the numbers don't lie. They get 250 million site visits monthly. They're very, very good at their job. Now, this one kind of surprised me when it came to Realtor.com. So Realtor.com looks like they're getting traction with their site visits being 256 million site visits monthly. Now, last year in 2025, when I did a training on third-party sites that's similar to what we're going to be going through today, Zillow had blown Realtor.com right out of the water. And we didn't even talk about number 3, Homes.com, because they were in the toilet back in the beginning of 2025. But this year, 2026, here we are with Homes.com being number 3 on our list with 115 million site visits monthly. So they are gaining traction in the market when it comes to home searches for buyers on their site. And so I definitely think that we need to keep an eye on Homes.com. They've completely, if you haven't seen, they completely rebranded everything that they do, and they've done a pretty good job at it. What I can tell you is between these 3 sites, which one's most important? And there really isn't. They're all important. You need to be seen on all of these sites. Now, again, we're really going to be honing down on Zillow and Realtor because they're the top big two for this training. But we will talk about homes.com more in the future and come later in 2026 as we can continue to keep an eye on them. There are also, which again, we're not going to review in today's lesson, but there are some in your one blog video training on ROGU Agent. For Zillow specifically, Zillow offers a lot of additional tools that are free to use for agents, like their 3D home tours, that you can take advantage of. Again, this is all about your profiles, so we're going to be talking about that. But if you want to deep dive into Zillow and go down a complete rabbit hole of all the things you can do with Zillow, please jump in to our video library because we have lots of stuff on things you can do on Zillow. And we will repeat those through 2026 because, things change constantly. So why third-party profiles matter? Why do we want to put our information on places like Zillow and Realtor and homes.com? Your third-party profiles are your digital first impression, whether you like it or not. Okay, so Zillow, Realtor, and homes.com are going to come up in a search way before your personal website is, way before your Facebook is, way before anything else does. So whether you love or hate the giants, you've got to take advantage of it because they are going to come up first in search results. Why are they coming up first in search results? Because they spend an exuberant amount of money to pay the search engines for them to come up first in the search results. So you can't beat them, you got to join them. So get your profile built. Your profile should answer one question instantly. Why should I trust you over the other 12 agents on this page? Okay, so why should I trust you and work with you over the other 12 agents that are coming up on this website? Okay, so number one, 90% of consumers start their home search on Zillow or Realtor.com, which means 90% of the consumers that are walking around the town that I'm in currently right now, I'm in New Brighton today, know who Zillow and Realtor.com are. Okay, sellers Google agents before calling them. Okay, so somebody is going to deep dive and play investigator on you before they have a conversation with you. Make sure they can find you, because if they can't find you online, their assumption is going to be that their home will never appear online. Because if you can't market yourself, how can you properly market their property? One of the things that I've always told my sellers when I came in with my big presentation binder, and I do, those of you who have been here for a while know what my marketing binder looks like. We give that to you as a tool. And I would say, listen, I know this looks like a lot of information, and I came here with a flashy binder filled with stuff for you, but keep in mind, how I market myself is a reflection of how I will market your home. Okay, how I market myself is a direct reflection on how I will market your home. Okay, so keep that in mind. Inconsistent or weak profiles lose consumer trust. Okay, so it's not enough just to have the profile. I can't tell you how many times somebody says to me, even as a broker, hey, I think you should call this person because I think they'd really benefit from Realty ONE Group. And the very first thing I do is Google somebody, and their Realtor.com profile will come up, and I'll open the profile, and it has like this gray little like outline of a person with no photo, and it has their name, and it doesn't have their city, it doesn't have their contact information, it doesn't have any of their about me information. Like when I talk to a new person, I want to know what's important to them. Like I want to have talking points. I want to know, like, how long have you been licensed? What area do you serve? Where do you sell homes most? What do you do for fun? Like these are the things that I want to know. And when it's not there, it's really hard to form that connection between me and another agent. Think of that as like a seller or a buyer who is calling you to hire you. Like, what connection do they have? They should know about you before they pick up the phone and call you. Number 4, these platforms work 24/7, even when agents don't. This should be part of your systems. We talk about systems and processes a lot. This is part of your systems. They work even when you don't. So make sure they are as updated as possible and as visible as possible. So what's that visibility formula? First is completeness, a fully filled out profile. If you can't take the time to invest in yourself, Why should you be trusted to invest time into your client? So you need a complete, fully filled out profile. Proof. Show proof of why they should trust you, why they should work with you. Okay. When I buy a new appliance, I look at the reviews, right? I look at the star rating. I want to know, like, have other people bought it before me? I do this all the time, like on Amazon too. Even if I buy like a shirt, I want to know, is it true to size? Did it arrive in good shape? What's the material like? But I want to know it from people who already bought it, right? And if the reviews are bad, I'm not buying it. Same thing is true with real estate agents. So you need to get your proof out there, your past sales, your reviews, your testimonials. You need to put that out there. Clarity, who you can help and where you work. It's not enough just to have your face and your about me and a couple reviews, but who do you help and where do you work? So for example, if you are a military veteran and you want to specialize in doing VA home loans, you should put that on there. I specialize in helping military families or military individuals purchase homes. I'm a relocation specialist. I'm a new construction specialist. And I serve the new construction industry in Beaver and Lawrence County or Allegheny and Beaver County or Mercer County or Erie or wherever you are currently sitting. That's where you work. Consistency. You need to be consistent across all platforms. I know we've talked about this for many, many weeks now. Again, that comes down to even the photo that you are uploading. You need to be consistent. So non-negotiables. Non-negotiables. You need to use an identical name across all platforms. An identical name across all platforms. So for me, my name is Christina Hoffmeyer. But depending on how you know me or when you met me, you may call me Chris. My family calls me Chris. My childhood friends call me Chrissy. Everybody who has met me after probably 2005 calls me Christina. All right. So I would want to ensure that my full name, Christina Hoffmeyer, appears across all platforms. I don't want to do Chrissy Hoffmeyer here or, you know, Christina Januso over here or whatever I'm doing. I need to make sure that it's consistent. Also, you want to make sure consistency because it is a licensing advertising violation to use a nickname that is unregistered with the state. So please use your formal name across all platforms. Ensure that you're using the same photo across all platforms. If you're using multiple photos, they should be multiple angles that were captured during the same shoot. Okay, so you can use different angles of the same photo, but it should be the same photo that you're using across all platforms. Your phone number. Some of us have multiple phones, personal phone, business phone, whatever. Your phone number should be the same across all platforms. Email address, same email, and your brokerage name must be everywhere. That is a state rule, both in Pennsylvania and in Ohio as well. Profile foundations when it comes to third-party websites. That's going to be your profile photo. Please no car selfies. Do not put a car selfie in there. I hate seeing that. No group photos. No cropped wedding photos. If you need a better photo, I will AI the crap out of that stuff. So you just send me an email and I'm going to send you back like 15 versions that all look different for you to pick one. So if you need help with a photo, please let me know. Name, brokerage, and contact information must be everywhere. And your bio. Again, we're talking about your bio, which goes on all of the sites that we've done before this one on PowerUp. So who you can help, who you serve, how you help differently, and your call to action. All right, so those are going to be the foundations of your About Me. All right, so now we've come to the point in our video where you may want to do something in practice while you're watching this training. So as we all do, I'm going to give you just a few minutes here. If you are currently working on a laptop and you do not have multiple screens, I'm going to give you the opportunity to log out and then log back in on your mobile device. Okay. If you are currently on your mobile device, go ahead and open up on your laptop screen the link below, which is www.premieragent.zillow.com. All right. So we're going to take like a just like a 2-minute pause. So if you need to log off where you are and log on to another device, you can use your computer or laptop. Go ahead and do that now. All right, 1 more minute for anybody else to jump off and then jump back on. So 1 more minute, and then we're going to get started with creating our Zillow profile. For those of you who do not currently have a Zillow profile, you want to go to www.premieragent.zillow.com from a laptop or computer, not your mobile device. Please don't do it with your mobile device. It does not function the same way. Your ability to do things will be limited. Yes, Joe, just holler out.
I do not have a license number or anything yet. Do they ask that as you're setting up the profile?
They do. You can skip it for now because your license, I'm hoping your license should be in today, but it will not prevent you from setting that up.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So just another minute if you need to jump off, but go to www.premieragent.zillow.com on a PC or laptop only, please. All right, once you get there, you are, and oh wait, we don't have a sign in. What I want you to do is go into sign up, or it should say log in or sign up. And then I want you to enter in the information that you need to be able to move forward to get to your profile screen. So go ahead and do that real quickly if you don't have one. So at the top of the page, and please make sure that it is Premier Agent, not the consumer site on Zillow. The biggest mistake that new agents make is they sign up as a consumer on Zillow and they use their real estate email. Once you do that, it locks you out of Premier Agent and you can't sign up. So make sure you are signing up under premieragent.zillow.com. not just Zillow.com. If you sign up at Zillow.com, you're going to have to get on with Zillow tech support to change your profile. So premieragent.zillow.com. And then please go into login or sign up, whichever you need to do first, and put in your generalized information. Keep in mind, this is recorded as well. So if you need to access this later, it will be on our website later this week. So you can go back through and play it and pause as needed. All right. Once you are into your Zillow Premier Agent dashboard, at the top of the page where you can see my little cursor, you see where I have this little icon. If you click that and pull down, it's going to say profile. So I want you to go to your profile. It'll say either profile or manage your profile. Click that, and that's how you get to this screen that you're looking at of mine. All right. From your profile screen, you can edit your profile. So click that edit profile button, and it is going to pull up your edit profile screen. On the left-hand side, you can see that there is general information, agent information, broker information, and social media and links. We're going to go through these one by one. The very first thing I want you to do, and you cannot access this full screen if you're on your mobile device. So this is why you need to be on your laptop or PC. So first thing I want you to do is edit your profile photo and ensure that your name is your legitimate name that appears on your state license. For Joe, your state license will say either Joe Kimmel or Joseph Kimmel because we did a trade name, so you can do either one of those. Just make sure that whatever one you're using here, you're using on your other profiles as well, is including social media, your business page on social media. All right. Under that, you can update things such as your broker name, your office phone, your agent's cell phone, and email. So please make sure that you're putting in your cell phone or email in there, updating that, which all you have to do is scroll down where it says edit contact information. I know we have typing here, but edit contact information is where you can put in your agent's cell phone number. That is an often missed step. If you don't put in your contact information, when people reach out to you via phone, it's going to go to our general Zillow inbox. So some of our agents are getting messages and they're coming to me because I hold the parent inbox for the agents. So sometimes I will have to take a screenshot of the text or the voicemail and then send it off to the agent. And a lot of times it's because the edit contact info was never clicked. So make sure you click that and put in your cell phone number and your email. All right. Next, you can go to the agent info tab. This is where you can add things like your license information. And for you, Joe, just keep this blank. You're going to come back and you're going to edit that later on. Then you can add your MLS agent IDs. Again, you only have an MLS agent ID if your license number has been generated. But what we all can do is scroll down to the bottom where it says service areas, and you want to add your service areas. Those service areas should be individual zip codes. So for Amy, she would put her primary zip code first of 16117. And then her area of Elwood City, she specialized, for those of you who don't know Amy, I'm picking on Amy because we both went to the same high school. So Amy's primary area is going to be Elwood City, the greater Elwood City area that borders Lawrence County, Beaver County. So there's all kinds of different weird zip codes in that area. So if I were Amy, I would keep it 16117 being primary. Then I would do 15010, which kind of goes into the Riverside territory, 15066, because Riverside also covers some of New Brighton. And then I would do 16123, which gets you up into the Farm Bell, Lower Zillionople area. And then 16101, which gets you out into the Elwood City district heading towards Newcastle. Okay, so you see kind of how we mapped out the circumference around our primary market. So add those service areas in. And you can also update your About Me section in this area as well. If I'm going too fast, unmute yourself and just tell me slow down. Okay.
Okay, so sorry,
Yes.
I was driving.
That's okay.
I'm on my laptop. I'm in my Premier Agent.
You're not still driving on your laptop, right?
Oh God, no.
Okay.
This is me. I'm in my car.
Loving the hat today.
Yeah, look at that. So I went to my Premier Agent. I went to my profile. Now where do I need to go? I'm so sorry.
You click Edit Profile.
Edit. And then Profile.
And then it should take you to this Edit Profile screen with the menu on the left-hand side.
Yep. Okay. Sorry. All right.
No,
sorry, everyone.
You're fine. You're fine. We're all working at it together. So let's just take just a second here, let Jamie catch up and get that info in real quick so we can move on to the next one. So just going to let everybody catch up for just a minute. If anybody else has any questions, just give me a holler.
Christina,
Yeah.
are you getting to the point? I'm in the edit profile, and the top of that page is saying real estate license.
Yes.
And then it is saying pending.
That's okay. You can still put in your number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
go ahead and put in your number. Mine says pending as well, if you look like right here, because I just updated my numbers. It does take a while for them to verify the numbers.
Okay.
But it's not gonna take down your profile or anything.
Okay.
So, but mine took a while too. I think like I had updated mine a couple days before I did the screenshots of the training.
So you do one zip code at a time and then hit next, or do I need to add a comma or?
That off the top of my head, I cannot remember. I think I did mine
Okay.
individually.
It is individually.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can do that later.
Okay.
Personal. Okay. All right. I'm with y'all. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. When you click Edit Agent Bio, a little pop-up is going to come up. All right. And on there, again, we have to answer the questions. Who are you? What do you offer? Who do you serve? And what makes you stand out? So you can see the very top of the Edit Agent information, you can put in your specialties. So you can put in specialties that are kind of already like pre-generated. So you can see we put buyer's agent, listing agent, those are pre-generated. And you can add a maximum of 10. I highly suggest that you only put in specialties that you are actually special about. Okay, so I always have to be strong on this. Like if you want to be a new home construction agent and you've never done one, then you should not be putting that as your specialty. Okay, that is actually a licensing violation. Cannot do that. All right, but what you can do, even if you've never sold a deal in your life, is you can put buyer's agent and listing agent. That's just a very generalized term. It says that you work with buyers and you also work with sellers, and you've been licensed to do that. And you went through your courses to do that. So that's okay. But if you're putting in very specific niche specialties, please ensure that you've either done enough of those transactions to be completely confident to do those on your own, or that you've gone through some type of certification training that makes you equipped to have that specialty. Okay. Next, under the About Me, this is where you're going to put in your About Me section. So please do not put in there, like, I am a mother of 2 beautiful boys who are both in college and they enjoy, you know, doing IT and playing video games. And I have a dog named Sparky and I have 12 chickens that make me want to pull my hair out. Like, that's not your About Me. Your About Me is who you are, what you offer, who you serve, and what makes you stand out. Okay. This is not your About Me personally. This is About Me business. So you also want to ensure that you're using those SEO searchable words. So you can see the very top of mine. Realty ONE Group is a modern, full-service real estate brokerage proudly serving Western Pennsylvania and Eastern Ohio. And it goes on. And we've done a lot About Me's throughout this Platform PowerUp training, so I'm not going to deep dive into that. But you definitely want to make sure that you are answering those questions: who you are, what do you offer, who you serve, and what makes you different, why they should pick you instead of picking somebody else. And put those keywords in there. Keywords are going to be your service areas, what you specialize in, what you provide. You know, your value proposition should be in there. Those specific words should be in there. What's great about Zillow too is you can also insert a link. See that little insert a link button? So if you want to provide like a first-time home buyer's guide or a marketing guide on how to get your home ready for going on the market, or maybe you want to do, maybe you want to get into relocation and you want to bring people in, you know, to an area. I think of Jamie because Jamie just, I don't know if it's still on the market or not, but she has this like beautiful little cabin, like out in the middle of nowhere. So maybe she wants to kind of start specializing in that. And she wants to do some type of, you know, brochure or something about buying your second home, your home away from home, your little escape or whatever, and market that to more city dwelling people. That's where you can put that brochure in. So maybe you could do getting to know, you know, Joe could do one on everything you need to know about Grove City, you know, and you could do some type of pamphlet for that if that's where you want to specialize in. So feel free to test that out, add that link in there. We're not going to go over that now. That's just something extra you could do. Because like I said, Zillow offers you all kinds of little bonuses and tools and stuff in there that other ones don't. So take a look at that and try it out. All right, the brokerage details. You're going to want to click on brokerage info on the left-hand side. Where it says brokerage name, your brokerage name must be, as written on your screen, Realty ONE in all capitals, Group with the word ultimate at the end. If you do not have ultimate at the end, you must add it. There are lots of Realty ONE groups across the nation, across the globe. They're literally everywhere. So it is important that you have ultimate at the end. Your address, your address should be your office address. It can literally be any of our Realty ONE Group addresses, but really it should be your office address and the office phone number. Our phone number is the same for all offices. It is 724-201-0514. And I'll repeat that. Our office phone number for all offices, no matter what state you're in, is 724-201-0514. And people ask me, how's that possible? There's this wonderful thing called voice over IP telephone numbers, where literally any consumer calls that telephone number and it rings all offices at the same time. Okay?
Number one more time.
724-201-0514.
Thank you.
Must have the brokerage telephone number in there. But don't forget to put your cell phone number in there, which would be on the agent info that we just covered. All right. Next, once that is all done, next we need to take advantage of requesting reviews, because a profile is great. You got your photo in there. It's going to start to populate your recent sales. It does that on its own. There's nothing you need to do special there. It'll start to populate it in the back end. Just so you know, it may take a day or two for that stuff to kind of filter in. So if you go back to your profile and your past sales are not there, do not panic. They will load. It may just take a day or two. Okay. But what I want you to do is start requesting those reviews, because again, just like when we buy products, appliances, cars, anything else, we as consumers look at the past reviews, right? So you need to start loading those reviews on Zillow. Zillow makes it really easy. Oh, a lot of us are bad at asking for reviews, Renee. We all are. So don't feel bad. So Zillow makes it super easy to request your reviews. When we go over Realtor here in just a few minutes, and we're going to kind of zip through that one because that one's, a lot of it's regurgitated information, but I will show you realtor.com. Zillow makes it super easy to request reviews, and you can do it a couple different ways. So when you click that request review button, there's two ways you can do it. You can either type in an email, and when you're typing in an email, you can add multiple emails at one time. So if you have a spreadsheet that has like all of your clients' email addresses, or if you pull a spreadsheet from SkySlope, and yes, you can do that, you can pull it, copy, paste all those emails into one request, and it's going to send all of your clients an email, one and done. Makes it super easy. You can also do it another way, and that's copy and paste a direct link. I don't have a picture of that, sorry. So copy and paste a direct link. So you literally click here and it's going to give you a link, and then you can add that link into a text message or into your drip campaign on OneSuite asking for reviews. So Renee, the best way for somebody, and I'm really bad about asking for reviews. So the best thing that I would tell you to do is what I used to do is I would have a post-close drip campaign, so that when a file closed out, I had this like check sheet that said, okay, when I closed a home, these were the steps that I had to do. And I had to check off each box, right? Like I had to get my Alta onto SkySlope. I had to turn in the check to the admin. I had to order the sign down. I had to turn back in the lockbox. I wanted to post a just sold post on social media. I sent the clients a thank you card. And then I sent them up with a past client drip campaign on OneSuite. So you set up your post close drip campaign, and the first email that goes out when you put them in as part of your final sold check sheet is, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you again for trusting me with your home purchase. It has been an absolute delight working with you. I hope that we can stay connected in the future. Remember, I am always here should you need anything, whether it's tomorrow or a year from now. Don't be afraid to reach out. Sincerely, Christina Hoffmeyer. P.S. If you felt I did a great job, please take a minute to leave me a review. If you feel there's ways that I can improve, please reply to this email and let me know. I'm always looking for better ways to serve my clients. And it went out. And I have to think about it. Went out and I have to think about it. And I got reviews that way. So that's what I would suggest. I mean, sending a direct email or text or asking for that review in person is probably the best way to do it. But if you know you're bad at it and you may forget, have that drip campaign in place. All right, Zillow, respond to your reviews each and every time. I'm really bad at this. Okay, but you should be doing it. It is a great way to boost your business. Responding to reviews, always respond. So thank them personally for leaving the review, reinforce your value, and mention the service area or niche that you provided to them. Okay, so you can see here that Nikki Green, because keep in mind you're on the brokerage master profile. Nikki Green had a client in New Wilmington, PA. They gave her 5 stars. Great job, Nikki. Amy Lutz also has one up there. If you don't know Amy personally, she also goes by Capello. She's on the call. So she got a 5-star review. You can see the difference is that Nikki's mentions a particular area, so New Wilmington, PA. But then if you look at Amy's, it doesn't say a specific area. So what I would do for Amy, and this will show up on Amy's profile now too, is Amy should go in there and respond and thank that client personally. Reinforce, like, I'm so glad that I was able to help you find your dream home out of all of the homes that we looked at. It was such a pleasure. Welcome to Elwood City. And here's to all the years of memories you will build, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So that's what I would do with that. Any questions thus far? No? Yep. Oh, no. Ah, there we go. Whoop. Sorry. Hit the wrong button. There we go. All right. Now we're going to go on to Realtor.com. All right. Realtor.com. And sign up for our profile on Realtor.com. This one isn't going to take as much time. There's not as many tools with Realtor.com, just the way it kind of works. Zillow is very layered, and I love all of the tools and the services that they provide to agents for free. Realtor.com is still important to get your profile out there because, as you saw by the numbers, they're getting more traffic monthly now than Zillow is, which was very surprising. So you're going to want to go to www.realtor.com/marketing/log-in. Yeah, no, Renee, they don't pre-screen any of their leads coming in. So it's definitely a different system. But for this training, we're just setting up a searchable profile. Even if you're not buying leads from Realtor.com, which you may or may not want to do, this is just to make sure that your profile is searchable so that you show up in search results. So you don't have to buy anything with them. So, all right, go to www.realtor.com/marketing/log-in. That's going to take you to this dashboard here. And then I want you to click on Realtor.com Pro Dashboard. If you do not have an account already set up, you can click the Sign Up button. If you already have an account, you can click Login. So go ahead and do that now, and I'll give you just a minute. If anybody needs anything, I'm still here. I'm just munching on almonds. All right.
It is asking me for MLS credentials.
You can skip it for now, or if it will not let you, then you can put in all 9s for now and then go back and edit it. All right, once you created your account, you just fill in the application, then fill in the information you need just to get your account set up. Please ensure to include that brokerage information. So Realty ONE Group Ultimate, and that telephone number, 724-201-0514. Now, Realtor.com, a lot of agents believe that Realtor.com is owned by the National Association of Realtors. It is not. It is not. Just want to make sure everybody's clear on that. It is not owned by the National Association of Realtors. It was created by the National Association of Realtors, and then it was sold. So it is not a NAR product. So I do get questioned a lot about why they don't have more tools, why the services aren't free if we're paying our NAR dues. It is no longer owned by NAR. It has not been owned by NAR for a long, long, long time. It just carries the name Realtor.com. Okay. All right. Once you get signed in here, it's going to open up your dashboard. And this is what your dashboard looks like. And you're going to want to go into edit your profile. You can do that right where I have that arrow that says manage your profile right here. If for any reason the page is not loading, or you're getting an error message, I had that problem when trying to screen share. I think that Realtor.com may be updating its website. If you refresh it, it will eventually come up. But if you're getting any of those error messages, it's just the site. I don't know if it's any better this week than it was end of last week. Hopefully they're done. So go ahead and click that edit your profile button, and that is going to pull up your profile. So very first thing you want to do is click edit. And this is where you can edit your name or your logo. All right. You can see underneath mine, it says 18 years of experience. It auto-loaded that. I did not put that in. I don't think it allows you to edit that, but I'm not 100% positive. You can see on my personal contact details on the right-hand side, my mobile number, telephone number, and website have been included. It looks like I need to update my agent license because it's not in there. So I'm assuming the one I put in there before expired. All right. Again, in here, you can add things like your bio. I'm not going to go through that. We went through that with Zillow. So you're just going to want to duplicate that information on Realtor.com. And then whenever you are ready, you can click ratings and reviews on the left-hand side. Now, when it comes to Realtor.com, the way they collect reviews are a little different. Okay, so love it or hate it, they are a little different. So at the top there on the left-hand side, you're going to see request a new review. You can click that button if you want to request a review. Underneath it, it's going to see you're going to see the reviews requested. So you can see I put out a request for my client to review me. They did not. So it's kind of sitting here in the queue. And then you can see over here your current rankings, how many reviews you have, how many stars, how many thumbs up you have, will show here as you start getting your reviews into place. When you click that request a review button, it does not give you the same options like it does on Zillow, where you can just add in the email address or you can copy and paste. Unfortunately, there is a pretty lengthy form that you have to go through to get your review. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. It just means that it does take quite a substantial length of time to put in a lot of requests for reviews. So this may or may not be something that you want to do on a regular. You may want to time block time out for this. Maybe you want to add it to your post-close check sheet that you're doing whenever you close a transaction. It's completely up to you. But it is going to ask for things like the MLS number, the transaction close date, the address, the client's name, telephone number, email address. It's going to ask for a lot of data. And can anybody guess why it's asking for so much information? Can anybody guess?
For accuracy?
No, accuracy could be one of them. Yeah.
Legal.
Guesses? Huh?
For legality reasons.
Probably not for legality reasons, but it could be. because they want to use the data to market to them in the future. So as you can see, I have very little reviews on Realtor.com because it is grabbing information that sometimes would not be considered public information because it is asking for telephone numbers, it is asking for email addresses, it is a lengthy process. I am really bad at Realtor.com reviews. That's not where my reviews live. I prefer to focus on Zillow.com for my reviews specifically. So again, this goes back to, you don't have to be a master of all of these systems. Pick what works for you and really hone in on those, and then grow your systems as you grow. So if Zillow works better for you, like it does for me when it comes to reviews, because I can do them quickly and I'm getting all my reviews in one place, great. I still have a Realtor.com profile, so when somebody pulls me up, they can find me on Realtor.com. But if they want to look at my reviews, they're going to have to go to Zillow, okay? Which is still going to show up in the search results. So totally up to you which one you want to specialize in. Like I said, I prefer Zillow just because I get a ton of other benefits just from being with Zillow. Realtor.com doesn't have a lot of those same benefits and tools that are free. But again, we still want to make sure that we have a complete profile on both sites. All right, wrapping up, real estate marketplaces and directory profiles. Where can you put your profile? So we talked about Zillow today. Okay, we talked about Realtor.com today. I would definitely do both of those. Definitely do both of those. Two others that you can do are going to be Trulia and Homes.com. Both contenders for third-party websites. Just so you know, Trulia is actually owned by Zillow. It has the same parent company, but they are completely different sites because Zillow acquired Trulia after the fact. So I would still go on to that profile and fill out that Trulia agent profile. They don't get as much traffic as Zillow does, but they are still searchable. Homes.com, they're coming up in the running. So definitely jump on Homes.com, use the same processes to sign up, and then complete your profile the way that we did with Zillow. All right, next week we're talking about email and CRM systems to hypercharge your marketing and your productivity for your clients even while you sleep. So we're going to talk about setting those up properly and doing some of those tasks that a lot of us have not set up yet. So we're going to go through and really get that CRM really figured out and structured the way it needs to be so that you can actually use it efficiently and start learning the tools inside the CRM system that make life a lot easier. But we're going to set it up properly. So even if you have your OneSuite set up, I suggest you join us so that you don't have any of those missing pieces in there that are making you want to pull your hair out. Okay. All right. Open it up, unmute yourself, ask any questions that you have, or if you want me to go back to a screen, please let me know.
Yeah, so I keep having someone call me to enroll in the Homes.com services. Do you think it would be worth it at this point to invest money in their services, or to wait a little bit for them to gain a little bit more traction?
They are relentless. They're relentless. They call me like, I don't know, twice a week. I mean, I think it really depends on you. I'm still on the edge with like Homes.com. So like Homes.com, before they were bought by CoStar LoopNet, so that happened like 2 years ago, they were bought out by CoStar LoopNet. I was actually a Homes.com client, and I bought leads from them. So their leads kind of worked similarly to like if Realtor and Zillow had a baby, it would be Homes.com. So I was actually a Homes.com client for a lot of years, and then CoStar LoopNet bought them out, and then they terminated all of our contracts. So there was no more leads going out. And now they've repositioned themselves that the listing agent is the one getting the leads. So I see a couple problems with that. So, and I don't know what the answer is for you, Renee. You just have to kind of look at it. Like somebody who could benefit from Homes.com is a heavy listing agent. You got to be a heavy listing agent, because
that wouldn't be me.
Yeah, the only time you are going to get leads off of your off of Homes.com is when they're coming onto your listing. It's the only time you get them is when they're coming through your listing. So, but I find problems in that because, and I've brought this up to Homes.com. They don't have good answers. And I'm like, okay, so what if me personally, I have a couple listings. I'm getting 0 leads from Homes.com. Okay. So if my listings are on homes.com and only the listing agent is getting those leads, where are my leads going? Right? Are they going to other agents? And he says, no, we don't share leads with other agent. Only goes to the listing agent. Like, but you see the problem with that. So I want to know, what other company do you own that, like an Op City or something else, where are those leads going? That's what I want to know. And they don't have an answer for that. So I'm still a little on the fence when it comes to homes.com. I've just kind of been waiting to see where they go. They also don't offer broker services through homes.com, like, Zillow and Realtor does, where, kind of structured the way that we are, where we generate leads for our agents. They don't have that program yet. So I've just been keeping an eye on them. So any other questions? No? All right. Well, like I always do, I will hang out here online in case anybody has some questions that they want to ask me privately instead of in a large group. But I will see you all next week, same time, same place, to talk about email and CRM systems for our next meeting. So I'm in New Brighton today. If you need me, stop in, say hello. I'm here all day, and I will talk to you guys later.
Will this be on Rogue Agent blog?
It will be, yes, by the end of the week.
It didn't let me do 9s.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check into it. Was week 9 there yet?
Well, I mean, it didn't let me do all 9s for my MLS number, or for my license number. It still said couldn't verify you.
Okay. Yeah, give it a minute then. I would just put that on your to-do list for later in the week then.
Okay.
Because
And
as soon as we have your license number, we'll be able to generate your MLS number within 24 hours.
Sounds good. And then for on Zillow, where it says agent information professional title, is that just my name?
Your title is going to be like real estate associate. So
Okay.
you're going to put your name in, and then you can just put real estate associate or real estate advisor right now. And then once you have your NAR number, you can change that to realtor.
I could just leave it blank for now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Got it. That's all.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Ebony, do you have anything? You still there?